Good morning, my lovelies, and welcome to a very overcast and very nippy bank holiday Monday. Hope you're all really well. So for those of you who watch and are not in the UK, today it's called a bank holiday Monday. It basically means you get a day off work. We have 8 of these a year, and I'm not quite sure why we have them. I think that might be something we could look up for another video. The whys and wherefores of an English bank holiday. But yes, we have 8 of these a year. So those who are lucky enough not to work them finished work on the Friday, and they're not back in now until tomorrow morning. But unfortunately, because I work in the public sector, I have to go to work, so I don't get a bank holiday off. So this morning I thought, while we were out having a quiet ramble, we would have a look at the Sabbats and our favourite ones. Now, when I first followed the pagan path and became a pagan, I had no idea what these Sabbats were. People were going on about, oh, it's Ostara this week, or oh, it's Beltane this week, and I'm like, what are these things you were speaking of? I have no idea what you mean. I soon learnt that the Sabbats are a very old traditional thing that we as a modern generation don't follow anymore. They helped our ancestors decipher the changing of the seasons, and they gave each name to each season. Where we have 4 seasons, spring, summer, autumn and winter, you get 8 Sabbats. Some of them are seasons and some of them are to do with things like harvest and stuff like that. So I then also found out that cultures is the word I'm looking for. Different cultures have different meanings and words for their Sabbats. So I very quickly learnt about the Sabbats, when they fell during the year and what they meant. The one thing I do love about the pagan side of things is the Sabbats. I love everything about them. I find them immensely interesting. Really helpful, because you follow them, and once you've sort of got used to how things work and how things fall, you can see the seasons changing with the coming up of the Sabbats. And it's not just with seasons either. Some of it is to do with harvest. So things like, especially farming, August, September time, we have the corn harvest. Sort of August time we have a corn harvest. And then September, when we have the autumn equinox, we get the fruits and the berries and stuff. So yeah, I do find them very interesting. And I do love my Sabbats, and I do love dressing a Sabbat as well. I have an altar and I dress my Sabbat altar in accordance to what Sabbat we're on. And I love doing that, because I love trying to get it as close as possible, and there's no right or wrong way of doing it. But I think if anybody said to me, what are your favourite Sabbats, I would say Samhain. Samhain is my most favourite. Again, we've all grown up with Samhain. We've known it as Halloween as children. It's not a modern day thing, it's not a commercial thing, it is an old tradition. And I love Samhain because you're getting into the darker nights and you've got all the beautiful autumn colours. And it's the time for snuggling down and getting cosy, and I just love Samhain. Yule is also another one of my favourites. I've always loved Christmas. For as long as I can remember, I've always loved Christmas. And as I've got older, it's got worse. But yeah, Yule is another one of my favourites that I really do enjoy. I love dressing the house up, and I love dressing my altars up for Yule. But collectively, if somebody said, you know, collectively, what Sabbats are you into? Anything from August onwards. Leith, Lammas, Laban. Coming up to the autumn equinox, the autumn side, as I call them, the burr months. The burr months are my favourite, and the Sabbats that fall around them, they are my favourites. It's the buzzards you can hear, Lou. I'm not a summer girl at all. I can't do heat, I don't like being hot. I like spring. Spring's okay, it's new life and everything, but I love autumn. Autumn is such a lovely time. You've got some beautiful colours, you've got an ambient temperature, and it's all going on. You know, all the harvest is coming in, the corn, the fruit, the root vegetables, the berries, and it's all going on. And then you have these wonderful Sabbats to celebrate. You have harvest festivals. I mean, when we were kids, we only had one harvest festival a year. You know, and that was at your local school, and you all went in carrying either a very dodgy looking carrot or a tin of something, and then it was just sort of distributed off to the elderly. But the pagan side of it, we have three harvest festivals to celebrate, because our ancestors didn't really understand things like weather and stuff like that. So if they had a great harvest, oh my God, we're going to have a party. We're going to thank the gods and the goddesses for all this wonderful, bountiful food. And that's where it all comes from. And it's such a shame that we don't celebrate the Sabbats as a whole, generally, as a human race. We don't celebrate them anymore. And I think we should. I think that might help us get into contact and get back into nature. You know what I mean? We just sort of amble along and bypass a lot of nature and a lot of its beauty, and we don't understand till it's too late when stuff's been destroyed. But I think if we followed the Sabbats and they were taught at school, then maybe people would understand them and understand nature a little bit more. But yeah, if somebody said to me, name your favourite Sabbats, it would definitely have to be Samhain first, closely followed by Yule. And then collectively it would be the burr months. It would be Letha, Lammas, Mabon, Samhain, Yule, because I'm an autumn girl and that's what I like. So lovelies, I think I've rambled enough this morning, and I think it's time to go home for a cup of tea. Right, so remember, if you're not part of the Facebook group, the Barefoot Pagan, type it into your search engine, come along and join us. We're a lovely little gang. We're really friendly. We'll all come and say hello to you. Share with me as well your favourite Sabbats. Tell me what kind of favourite Sabbats you're into. Let me know. Either pop it in the comments below or jump on the Facebook group and let me know. And I've also got an Instagram page as well, The Barefoot Pagan. Right, time to go home, lovelies, catch up with some jobs. So, I hope you all have a very, very blessed Bank Holiday Monday, and if you're not at work, enjoy and relax. Look after yourselves. Please be kind to one another, lovelies, because you don't know what that other person's going through. And as always, sending you much love and many blessings.